Yeah, so we are discussing about like a now SOAP integration, right? So SOAP integration is nothing but the functionalities like and the purpose is same actually, but this is like an under web service. REST is one of the web service and SOAP is like an under web service actually. But the it's like in here, here we are going to use only like an XML kind of data only, but not like an JSON, XML or else Excel or else any other raw data. All this kind of stuff and all we are not going to support in SOAP integration here. Okay, so whenever someone asks like in what is the difference between SOAP and REST, okay, you can say all the points which I have mentioned before. Okay, the main difference is nothing but in REST it is like an all the information will be available, raw data, okay, all the stuff will be available actually. Okay, but whereas in SOAP, okay, only XML based only the type of data is only XML, not the remaining stuff. But this is like an high secure thing. Okay, here we are providing like an high security over here, only the XML with the high security. If the client is preferring only XML data and he need like an high security, okay, so then easily we can go ahead with like an high. It's like when we are providing a security high, right? Then we can go ahead with a SOAP. Okay, so this is what we use in a mostly in a SOAP integration actually. So what is SOAP actually? SOAP is nothing but a simple object access protocol. It's same like a REST API. The reason behind this is nothing but to communicate with the third party. If the client is preferring only the XML data with the high security, then only we go for like a SOAP. Otherwise, we'll prefer REST API only. Very frequently we'll get only like a REST API, not a SOAP thing. Okay, but if someone any other client is preferring like an XML based with this high security, then we'll go for like an SOAP integration. Okay, so here we are going to perform like an thread operations only after communicating with a third party tool. Okay, now we'll discuss about what is WSDL. So WSDL is nothing but web service description language. So web service description language is nothing but this is like an HTML document actually. Okay, I'll show you how it will look like. Just open any of the record. Okay, after this we have like an URL incident.do question mark, right? After this remove all this stuff and type it out is WSDL, WSDL. Okay, click on enter. Now you can see the WSDL format of this record of the incident table actually. So this is the digital format. So if I go down, see all the information stuff and all will be available over here. See, get key response and get response. So this is one of the WSDL actually. All the information will be available of a incident table. See, all that stuff will be available. Okay, if it is like an for a single record, okay, even the format will be same, but the field values, okay, these kind of things will be vary. See, active, activity due, additional, approval, assigned to, assignment group. So all these and all like in fields only, right? Okay, now we went for like an incident dot do. Okay, this will be available for only incident table actually. Okay, let me go back and we'll show you one more thing. After this, if I give like an WSDL, what will happen? See, I'm not sure whether it yeah, record not found. So because this is what we just need to go ahead WSDL. Okay, this is the WSDL format actually. The WSDL look like this, but this is what we are going to hit the third party by using this kind of URL. So see, this is the endpoint actually. Okay, so in REST messages, what we are going to use, the endpoint will be look like this actually. See, this is the endpoint of the third party tool. Okay, so our service now instance URL where we are going to get the third party tool. It's like an endpoint, not the third party tool endpoint, by using REST API Explorer. I showed you, right? By using REST API Explorer, we are going to create the endpoint for our instance. Creating the endpoint or API in ServiceNow. By using REST API only, we are going to create the endpoint actually, right? But whereas in WSDL, it's like in SOAP. Okay, this is the endpoint. Okay, so creating all this stuff and all. Okay, so this will like change. So as of now, a Visual is nothing but a, this is like an XML document that describes the web services and all. Okay, so let me quickly go and show you. It's like an kind of short kind of brief introduction about SOAP. Okay, so see I have like an SOAP. Let me go to the outbound. So before we did like and see rest message, right? Rest message. It's like an outbound. So there we have configured all the stuff, right? Outbound. If I go a bit down, see system web services outbound. I have like a SOAP message. In the same manner, we have like a rest message as well. Rest message I have explained you in the last second before half an hour, right? So now we are going to discuss like an SOAP message. Okay, so even here also we are going to configure with a third party tool. We are going to communicate with the third party tool. Okay, let's take an example of any of the SOAP messages. Okay, here we are going to fill the details of name and visitor thing. So this visitor address which they are going to give us. Okay, so to create this visitor address, what we need to do is like inbound. Okay, see web services inbound create new. Okay, go to create new and create the visitor address over here. Okay, give the staging table and all, after map all these things. Okay, then you will get this visitor address. Okay, so this is what you just need to provide to the third party if they are going to integrate or else they are going to communicate with our service now. Okay, let's say example you are going to hit the third party. Okay, then you need to get that visual address. Okay, they are going to provide this visual address in the document. Okay, as I showed you in your rest message as well. Okay, this is this kind of information which we got from a CAOT, right? So in the same manner we are going to get like a visual address and all and basic authentication as well. Okay, so we are going to configure all these things and download as visual address and then generate sample SOAP message. Okay, so here we have like in SOAP functions as well. So SOAP functions is nothing but here we have like in many insert, update, okay, CRUD operations and all. Okay, this is what we are going to configure all these things and the same thing generate variable thing, preview script uses, test and all. It will be same as a rest as well. Okay, all the related link information stuff and all. Okay, after getting the data, so after saving this one, after submitting this one, what will happen, here we are going to give like an XML format data. It's like an body. Okay, let me go to the existing any of the out of the box feature. See, this is the XML Visdal actually. Visdal XML. See, Visdal XML as I showed you right for one of the record in the instant thing. Where is that? I closed it or what? Yeah, this is what. See, this is this format actually. So this format will be available in a even here as well. So based on your requirement, you can go ahead with this and what and all the fields which you need required to create something. Okay, to do something, all these things and all will be available over here. Okay, if you download the Visdal. So see, if you download the Visdal, you get this stuff. Okay, after that what we need to do, we'll go for like an SOAP message functions. Okay, it is like an execute function over here. Let us open that as well. See, here we are going to give like a normal information with the basic authentication and all. The same thing is just like an filling this information and config, and that's it, not more than that. Okay, so I told you right, this is like an envelope kind of thing. So in envelope, see this is like an envelope kind of thing, and then body, headers, all the information will be available over here with all the field values. Okay, so this is like an one kind of SOAP message which you are going to configure. So SOAP actions, SOAP endpoint, all this stuff and all. See these are the variables which you are going to use it. Okay, so here you can go for like an any of the field and you can mention the college value as well. That will be remind like an unique thing. Okay, after submitting this thing, okay, then you can integrate or else you can communicate with the third party as well. Okay, so this is how we are going to do. If you want to make this a dynamic as well, okay, then for sure you can use a business tool as well. Before I have showed you, right? So even the same thing will be applicable here. See, preview script uses, just click on this, you'll get a sample script as well. Just take this script and keep it in the business rule, sorry, keep it in the business rule, and this will be triggered whenever the condition got met. See, here we are using like a multiple uh, fields, right? Action, amount of data, cancel, all these things. So see, all the fields is getting mapped over here. So this is like an soap message. Before it is like an rest message, right? Now it is like an soap message will be available. Okay, so these are the stuff which you are going to use it. So if you want to configure this in the business tool as a dynamically, then you can go ahead with your requirement. Okay, so both are same. It's like while configuring, all configurations will be a bit change, a little bit changes will be there. Okay, but the major difference is nothing but here we are going to use only XML. But whereas in soap we are going to use like an multiple kind of stuff. It might be application JSON, it might be like an XML, whatever it might be, where you're going to configure those in a rest message in a headers. So I showed you, right, content type and access. Okay, so there you're going to configure these things and you're going to achieve your requirement as well. Okay, so this is what about like in soap actually. So we'll go and discuss the difference between soap and rest as well. So after this will be done with like an integration as well. Okay, so the major difference is nothing but soap will support all the data types. It's like an content type. It might be like an XML, Excel, raw data, or else a plain text, or else JSON kind of data. Okay, so these kind of all the kind of data will be mostly it will be covered in a rest. But whereas in soap it is like an only XML is supported in a soap actually. Okay, so if someone asks what's the main difference between soap and rest, okay, you just need to mention like an the content type which we are going to use in rest is like an multiple content types you can use in rest, whereas in soap we have only XML. But XML is like an, it's like an soap is like a very secure when compared to rest. Okay, this is the main difference which you just need to tell to the interviewer, and later you can add all the points which what and all we have discussed. Okay, the first difference is like an rest is the representational state transfer, it's like an abbreviation, and whereas we go for like an soap is like a simple object access protocol, right? So rest is nothing but it will work in a architectural format. It's a one by one format, step by step process. But whereas a soap is nothing but a protocol is nothing but we know about like set of rules. Okay, here we are going to follow few of the rules as well in a soap. Okay, and thing is like an this is like a loose coupling. So coupling is nothing but wrapping the data or else binding the data or else sending the data with a loose coupling. So security will be a bit lower when compared to soap. Soap is like a tight coupling. Okay, but mostly most of the clients will prefer only rest because it is like a multi content type is allowed, and we are going to prefer, and it's like an complex will be complexity also will be less actually while we are using soap. It's like in rest, not soap, rest. Whereas we'll discuss about like in soap, if the client need only the XML format with a high security, then only we go for like in soap. Okay, and then what else? Lesser bandwidth is available, is okay in the in the rest. But whereas in soap we need like an bandwidth also will be high, and security measures also we can inherit from the parent in the rest, whereas in soap you cannot do that. It is like an own security kind of thing you need to do. So I showed you, right? See here, we don't have kind of thing, it's like an inherit kind of thing. So for this authentication type you need to declare, for even for the method also you need to give like an authentication for individually. Okay, if you give here and you cannot get it from a parent, so let's say example this is like in one of the what I opened before. Yeah, so this is what, right, instance clones schedule. So this is one of the rest. What happened?